YouTube is Rico, man. I'm back with another video, man. Y'all see what we got going on, man. We got some Swedish drill reaction coming on, man. We got the deadly beef inside a small Swedish town, Shottaz versus DP. And the video is by Kidnapping. And shout out to Kidnapping, man. He had commented on one of my earlier videos that I reacted to that he posted a while, like almost a year or two ago, and he pretty much gave me some good feedback and pretty much was okay with me reacting to his videos and stuff. So shout out to him for even commenting on one of my videos and stuff, man. That just lets me know that he pretty much saw me do what I did on that reaction video pretty much at the end of the day. But anyways, man, this is pretty much some new type of content because I haven't really, the only countries that I reacted to with drill so far, like outside of the music, is the UK and here in the US, of course. So this is definitely gonna give me some more insight on to the gang violence and drill scene pretty much in Sweden and stuff like that, and give me more information to be informed about pretty much what's going on out there in the streets. So with that being said, man, like I said, shout out to Kid Nerd. But brand new to the channel, you've been watching videos on the channel but not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button now. And also, please make sure you guys smash that like button and comment on the video to help the video get recommended to a larger audience of people and hopefully bring in new supporters to the channel. And also, don't forget to tell your family and friends about the channel as well, and hopefully they become supporters of the channel. And also, don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys get notified when I drop new videos. And I will say this to be sure you don't miss out on new videos, because you don't want to rely too much on the post notifications, because they have a tendency to not work all the time very well or work at all in any case. So be sure you just check out the channel every day, no matter the time of the day, so you can make sure you guys do not miss out on any new videos that I drop. And also, don't forget to add and follow me on social media, man. All my social media platforms are listed down below in the description box, as well as in the intro of the video, so you shouldn't have a hard time at all finding my social media platforms and stuff to get connected with me. Other than that, though, man, y'all see what's going on, man. We did enough with the intro, so now we're gonna get the screen record started. That started, and we starting the vid now.
Two men in their 20s have been shot dead in Stockholm in an apparent gangland killing. Swedish police say they were sitting in a car in a suburb northwest of the capital where gangs have been fighting turf wars. It brings the number of dead in such attacks to 5 in the past week, 7 since the start of the year.
So when we think of gang warfare, we mainly think of America, England, or maybe some third world country, but not Sweden. In this
Yeah, that's the thing for sure, man. The U.S., we already know, and especially me because I live here and I grew up here my whole life, etc., etc. You know how crazy it get out here with the gang violence and stuff, as well as England. Even though a lot of the U.S., well, I ain't gonna say a lot just because I don't know the specific amount of people who actually knows about England and their gang violence and stuff. I'm one of the people that pretty much already was pretty much informed on what's going on about over there and stuff with their gang violence and stuff. So yeah, when people think about gang violence, people, I would definitely probably say, will think 9 times out of 10 about the US and the UK and stuff. And y'all pretty much already know all the history behind the gang violence from both countries and stuff. So with that being said, though, this is why I definitely did want to do a reaction, because like I said, man, this is gonna give me more insight on other gang violence in other countries and stuff like that that's going on and stuff. So, and I also react to Swedish drill artists, rap artists, etc., etc. So this is definitely gonna pretty much get me more informed on what they got going on over there and stuff, shit like that. So that being said, though, shout out, like I said, to Kid Nerd, man, because we definitely don't got a lot of content creators on YouTube that's doing videos like this about gang violence in countries like Sweden and shit like that. So yeah, man, shout out to Kid Nerd, for real. So with that being said, we're gonna continue on, though.
this video, we will be going through a deadly war in the capital city of Sweden called Stockholm, which, despite Sweden being a country of only 10 million, made Sweden have the highest gun deaths in the whole of Europe in 2018. Let's get into it. Okay, so like I said before, we are going inside the capital city of Sweden called Stockholm. More specifically, a small town inside Stockholm called Rinkeby, home of two of the most ruthless gangs in the country. Now, Sweden for quite a few decades now has had quite an open and relaxed policy towards asylum-seeking refugees. The country was quite notorious for letting residents of war-torn countries like Syria and Somalia claim asylum inside their country, and when refugees would come in, there were a few towns normally they would be sent to. One of these towns being Rinkeby. In fact, Sweden actually has the highest asylum immigration per capita in the whole of Europe, but despite Swedish open door policies, a lot of the Swedish people wasn't as accepting to the new arrivals, and far-right protests didn't make integration the easiest. Now, Rinkeby is home to a massive Somali population who were escaping violent conflicts in their home country, but a lot of Somali people who moved to Rinkeby were struggling, and high unemployment rates and hard living was a common theme with the Somali immigrants who just moved in. So the kids of these immigrants had to get it in another way, with the other way mainly being drug dealing and robberies. But on the 22nd of July 2015, a robbery gone wrong led to one of the worst bouts of violence Europe has ever seen. 4 Somali boys from Rinkeby planned and executed a robbery on a currency exchange in a city called Tabi. They ran off with around $200,000 and the robbery was talk of the town, but not everybody was happy about this. The robbers who executed this left out a couple younger members from the robbery, despite the younger members being part of the planning for it. The reason why the younger members were missed out was due to a previous robbery where one of them let off an unnecessary shot, so they were seen as a liability. The same day the youngest started the
I can feel it, but at the end of the day, man, when y'all do a job together like that, everybody gotta be on the same mindset of y'all all did this type of thing to pretty much all benefit. So if you leaving people out, of course there's gonna definitely be some problems to come with that. So hey man, if y'all do some type of hit or a robbery, etc., man, you definitely can't leave nobody out that was included in it and stuff, because that's only a recipe for disaster to happen and bring in more problems and stuff. So you already know it's gonna be a lot of animosity and people starting to plot on each other, etc., shit like that. So other than that, I could definitely feel the tension that was gonna build up from that. But with that being said, let's continue on.
demanding money from the robbery, but they were getting shut down. The person who was thought to be behind the robbery was a 19-year-old called Izzy. Hours after the robbery, he was shot dead, starting the feud. The next day, the whole town is shaken by the brutal murder, and Izzy's friends were not happy. So Izzy's friends arranged to meet with some of the younger members who was meant to be involved in the robbery at a petrol station, with the younger members thinking that they might be getting their cut from the robbery when they arrived. Instead, when they pulled up, 16 shots were let off onto the younger members, killing one.
That's crazy.
Killing one 16-year-old and injuring the other, creating a big.
Y'all hear some snoring, that's my dog. Hopefully it ain't interfering with the audio too much, but that being said, let's continue.
Divide in the town between the younger and older Somali group of friends, with only 2 to 3 years separating them, with the older group who supported Izzy later calling themselves Shottaz, and the younger group calling themselves DP or Death Patrol. Now Rinkeby is a small town, real small, with less than 20,000 people living there, and a lot of the Somali community already knew what was about to happen, with some of the kids even relocating quite fast after these 2 days of carnage. But for a while it wasn't looking like a big issue inside the town, with only little spouts of arguments and fistfights, but no one was getting killed at this point. In Somali culture, there's something called blood money, where the families of the deceased get together with the families of the murderers and discuss to pay a price for the murder. The 2 families of the murdered got together but couldn't agree on the.
Now that's something I definitely didn't know about, so there's definitely some new information that informs me of other cultures and stuff and how they settle differences or try to settle differences and stuff like that. So other than that, I never knew about that type of thing going on. So other than that, let's go ahead and continue on though.
the blood money ritual, but they did plan to have both of them murdered to be buried next to each other to show some unity between the two. But this piece was cut short on the 2nd of December 2016. A member of the Shottaz gang called Indiana was visited by his brother who was living abroad in university. Indiana and his brother were spending some time together before his brother had to go back to uni, so visited the local cafe to get some food. Out of nowhere, 2 masked gunmen from the Death Patrol ran into the cafe and started letting off shots. The 2 brothers tried to escape but got trapped inside the washing room and both were shot to death. Despite the brother not even having any affiliations, just being on a quick break from uni, this caused outrage and forced everyone.
Yeah, man, when it comes to street violence, man, people don't care if you really involved with the beef for real or not, or a part of the shit that's going on in the streets. As long as they see you with their enemies, you also gonna be looked at as an enemy, and that's just it. They don't care. So that being said, you just sometimes gotta be careful about the people you be around and stuff, because their problems could easily become your problems, even if you ain't did nothing. So it's tough, but that's what it really is, man. It's just that simple. Let's continue.
From the small town of Rinkeby to pick one side, Shottaz or Death Patrol, and the beef starts to intensify. December 31st, the man is shot in his car that is linked to the Death Patrol gang. He's shot 4 times in his legs, but left with non-life-threatening injuries. Next day, another man from the Death Patrol side is shot. This time he dies, lying on a residential street with a shot to the head. At this point, police are fed up and so are the Swedish nationals. And the far-right movement in the country starts to grow, with protests storming throughout the country, with Swedish nationals wanting immigration to stop inside their country. On the other side, the immigrant population of Rinkeby were also not happy. They believed they were being targeted.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy because I didn't know much about that as well, but there's definitely a lot of situations like that going on around here in the U.S. too. And people out here in the U.S. ain't liking immigration at all, whether it be Mexicans or people from other countries and stuff. And most recently, shit from Iraq and stuff. Was it Iraq? Yeah, I think it was from Iraq, because recently our president pretty much pulled all our soldiers and stuff out of Iraq and stuff, and pretty much took out our help in that war that's going on over there pretty much at the end of the day and stuff. So a lot of people wasn't happy as well when our president included helping citizens over there coming here to pretty much get away from the violence and war that's going on out there and stuff. A lot of people wasn't accepting that, but at the end of the day, man, we was all created on this world to be equal and stuff, and ultimately people don't really, I ain't even gonna get into all the other political shit that's going on. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Just people ain't accepting immigration a lot nowhere. So other than that though, man, like I said, I didn't know that was going on over there and stuff. So I definitely like the new information, but let's continue.
By police and was starting to be unjustly dealt with. Early in 2017, an alleged violent drug-related arrest near a metro station left the residents of Rinkeby to have enough, and large riots started storming throughout the city, which led to looting, arson, and even fights towards the police. 3 people were injured and 2 arrested. This came days after the former President Trump let off a speech towards a migrant crisis in Sweden, saying immigration is a big factor towards the violence which is taking over the country, and the country was starting to get split in half, with integration between Swedish nationals and migrants as bad as ever, with areas like Rinkeby even being called no-go zones from nationals and the press, and Islamophobia and racism on the way up. But this didn't slow down the beef in the area, and it was the 8th of January when the Death Patrol gang struck again, this time in a pizza shop, when Hamza Abdi, a member of the Shottaz gang, was shot twice in the head. The shooting was caught on surveillance, and the police was desperate to find the killer, but it was seeming like this would be another unsolved case for the Swedish police, until 2 young boys were caught doing a robbery 2 months after the killing. One of these boys being a 16-year-old called Shaki. After they were caught by the police, they raided Shaki's house, where they found the same gun and clothes which were used in the murder of Hamza Abdi the month previous. They also matched Shaki's body type to the body type of the shooters. Now, Swedish sentences and prisons are very light compared to the rest of the world. Sweden has quite a different type of prison system to most countries, and they focus more on changing and helping the prisoners instead of punishing them. Like, the prison rooms look like uni accommodations, and it actually works with Sweden having the lowest reoffending rate in the whole of Europe. So
Hey man, countries like ours in the US and the UK, hey, take notes. If prisons were more not necessarily about treating the prisoners even wrong as when they come in, even though they in jail or prison, however you want to put it, for serious crimes, they should still try to, in a way, try to get those people to reform their life and do better and not make the same mistake again. But for certain people, I will say this, because I'm not saying that all prisoners should get that type of treatment. I'm saying only the ones that pretty much committed crimes where they could pretty much do better, pretty much get more help to do better. And if they don't work, then give them a harder like sentence and stuff and keep them in prison forever type shit. But prisoners like pedophiles and all that shit, nah, I don't care for it. Y'all can definitely just stay in there. Y'all deserve to get treated how y'all get treated up in there, stuff like that. I ain't gonna get into all of that, but y'all pretty much get what I'm talking about. Stuff. People that commit crimes like that, y'all don't deserve to be out in the public, period. You can say that too for the murderers and stuff, but it's just, I don't know, it's just real tricky when it comes to that though. So I already know either way in our country, people ain't gonna definitely rock with that if murderers are given a chance to change their life and stuff inside prison where they ultimately are supposed to belong and stuff like that after they commit a crime like that and shit. But like I said, it would probably help out here in the US to keep a lot of these people from committing the same crimes over and over again and constantly going to jail or prison and stuff for the same things that they did before and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's definitely gonna be tricky to try to implement that type of thing to do out here with prisoners and stuff, and possibly the UK as well if they were to try it as well, shit like that. But other than that though, it looked like it's working for Sweden. Like he said, they got the lowest amount of repeat offenders and stuff. So whatever they doing in them prisons and helping those guys reform their life around for the good, they definitely doing their thing with it. So shout out to them for sure for doing that really well. But let's continue on.
So even despite Shaki committing a murder, he was only sentenced to 3 years in the youth care unit. Now, I'm not really sure how this really works, because it would only make sense that having such light sentences would make people not really care about committing crimes. But on the other hand, I guess if you focus more on helping and educating the criminals, who more time probably had a harsh background, they'll have new skills and a new outlet to come out on. But with Shaki, this wasn't the case.
Threadbeast is actually a monthly subscription, and you fill out a style profile. They basically send you clothes.
Wanted to get out. So Shaki was on day release when he went out to a shopping mall accompanied by 2 guards. But also in the shopping mall was 2 of Shaki's friends waiting for him. Once they spotted Shaki, the 2 boys started threatening the guards and then escaped with Shaki. And they were on the run for months. A nationwide manhunt was out to find them, and many members from the Death Patrol gang got raided, but there was no luck. Until a basement outside Stockholm was raided, and 2 members of the Death Patrol and Shaki was all found and arrested, with Shaki being sent back to serve a sentence. Now, if you know your geography, you'll know that Sweden borders another country called Denmark. But unlike Sweden, Denmark hasn't really seen much gang violence. In fact, Denmark is rated the 3rd most peaceful country in the world. But on June the 25th, 2019, Denmark was subject to something that no one expected. So 3 members of the Shottaz gang arranged to meet a Norwegian musician to network and make some tracks together. So they took a 7-hour drive from Stockholm to the capital city of Denmark called Copenhagen to meet up with the musician. But what they didn't know was that the musician had actually led the 3 Shottaz members into a trap. Waiting for them in Denmark was 5 members of the Death Patrol.
Damn, did them the worst way. Not only like they thought they was coming to do business with a music artist, but had them drive 7 hours away from where they from just to pretty much murder them. That's crazy.
Copenhagen to meet up with a musician. But what they didn't know was that the musician had actually led the 3 Shottaz members into a trap. Waiting for them in Denmark was 5 members of the Death Patrol gang who flew in there the night previous. When they arrived, the Death Patrol gang started firing into their car. The driver managed to get out and run behind the parking garage with a shot to his leg. But his 21-year-old brother-in-law and another member wasn't as lucky, both dying from the shooting. One of the Shottaz members even tried to get out the car and crawl out, but a member of the Death Patrol gang got out of his car, reloaded his AK-47 and let off another 14 shots point blank range. The killers then took a picture of the 2 lifeless bodies and posted it all over social media. 5 men were charged and sentenced for the murder, where they are serving life in a Norwegian prison. One man being 23-year-old Muhammad Ali. Recently it was decided that the killers would be deported back to Sweden to finish off their sentence, but news broke out that Muhammad is begging the court not to send him back to Sweden, saying that in a Swedish prison his life will be in danger. He even said he would rather be sent back to Somalia, which is where his parents are originally from, just showing how dangerous this war is. Now, why all this violence and back-to-back killings?
Hey man, shit, you can't be doing crimes and then expect somebody to just give you a slap on the wrist and shit. Like, you knew what you did, and you know these people don't care after that. Once you get caught and locked up for that type of crime, they gonna ship you wherever they want to ship you. To be honest, it's all gonna come down to help in his situation. Does he got money? Does he got a good ass lawyer? Does his lawyer got good ass connects with the law wherever he's supposed to be serving the sentence at? All that. That's the only way he gonna get some type of leeway in what he trying to request and stuff about not wanting to go to a certain prison, because he already know what's gonna be waiting for him once he get there. So that's the only way that was gonna help him get out of getting sent to that place. Like I said, all those things he's gonna need: money, a good ass lawyer, and if his lawyer got good ass connects with the law and wherever he's gonna have to serve his sentence at. But unfortunately, it seemed like he ain't got all that, so hey, they gonna ship him wherever they decide to ship him, and ultimately it's gonna be where he don't want to go. But hey man, you took somebody's life, and of course there's gonna be people behind that person that's gonna want to do something to you after you did what you did. It is what it is, man. Don't commit a crime if you ain't prepared to serve those consequences. That's just how I look at it. But now let's continue on.
Were happening. A rapper from the Shottaz gang started to emerge. A kid called Yasinthedon, and he really blew up with one of his hit singles called Chicago. At the same time, there was another Swedish rapper running up on the scene. A kid called Einar.
Now, I definitely reacted to both of these guys. I'm trying to think, is Yasinthedon is the same person as this other Yasin? Maybe y'all know. Hold on, I'm gonna search for y'all. Y'all can let me know down in the comment section, because they look alike, but I could be wrong. Hold on, Yasin. Let me go back. Y'all let me know. Just look at the title at where the artist name is. I don't know if y'all can see that, but y'all should be able to. I think it's clear. Is he the same person, Yasin BYN? Y'all let me know down below in the comment section, and let me know if that's the same person as Yasinthedon, because they kind of look alike and look pretty much the same. So maybe he changed his name to Yasinthedon. But y'all let me know. Like I said, Einar, very well known about Einar. Crazy how that happened to him and all that stuff, and the history behind that. Of course, you already know what led to that, to what happened to him and shit. You pretty much, based off of the history he got in the streets and stuff in Sweden, y'all already know why that happened and shit like that. But he was definitely a talented artist, and a lot of people definitely rock with his music and stuff. And I still got some videos by him that I gotta react to, that people been wanting me to react to and stuff. So other than that though, man, yeah, I already know about Einar for sure, man. It's simple. But with that being said, we're gonna continue on.
from the other side of Stockholm, who was blowing up on the Swedish charts, getting the most streams on Spotify in Sweden in 2019. But around the same time, Einar was still knees deep in the streets, being affiliated with a gang called the Robbery network. Now Yasin and Einar actually used to be cool, until Einar got into an argument with an affiliate of Yasin's gang, another big rapper in the city called Haval. After the argument, Yasin
Haval as well. I reacted to some of his music. The only reason why I stopped reacting to him though is because his record label or whatever started blocking my videos, so I wasn't able to drop more videos on him. But for the videos I do got out, that's reaction to his shit is doing really well with the views and stuff, man. Got a lot of supporters that definitely rock with those videos and wanted me to react to more of his music, but unfortunately, like I said, his record label started blocking my videos, so I can't really react to him no more at all after those videos that I already had reacted to. So other than that though, I definitely know what happened with him, and then the history with his brother pretty much getting murdered, and Einar was supposed to have something to do with it and stuff and set him up and all that shit. So yeah, it's some shit in the street shit that's going on in Sweden that I do know about and remember being informed about in my comment section and stuff on some of those videos that I reacted to by both of these guys and stuff. But other than that though, man, let's go ahead and continue on.
Yasin, Haval and Einar would make slight disses towards each other, until Haval invited Einar to an apartment to squash the beef. When Einar pulled up to the apartment, Haval and others kidnapped him, tying him up and holding him hostage in an apartment. During the kidnap, Haval stole his watch, his chains, and held him for £100,000 ransom. The gang even forced Einar to wear female underwear, and took numerous pictures of him in embarrassing positions. Haval and his gang threatened that if Einar didn't pay the ransom money, that they would release the pictures. But Einar refused to pay, so the pictures were posted all over social media. At the same time, Swedish police were starting to crack down heavy on Stockholm gangs, and once the pictures got released, they wanted to make examples out of Yasin and Haval. Same time, Swedish police were working with other countries on a crackdown of an encrypted network called EncroChat, which was a network where normally criminals would discuss illegal activities on an untraceable server. Until the
Pretty much.
Position yet?
Caught them lacking on
taking so
apps.
long?
That's tough, but yeah, police would definitely go to lengths to catch people for real in the streets. So I don't put it past them for trying any and everything to pretty much catch guys that's in the gang life and shit, and trying to put them away in prisons or jails, etc., stuff like that. But yeah, man, y'all, if y'all a part of the street life, y'all definitely gotta move more carefully on social media and all that stuff, because just because you think you might be somebody that might not have the hawk eye on you and shit like that, it's definitely motherfuckers watching you, your every move, and definitely just waiting on the time for you to slip up and do something where they got enough evidence or anything of that nature to pretty much get you locked up and come after you and shit. So yeah, man, you definitely got to move more smart on social media. It's just that simple, man. I don't know how hard people have it. I don't know, what I mean to say is I don't know how people are having a hard time doing that when they know the police is constantly on these social media platforms, definitely looking for ways to catch people slipping up and stuff, and pretty much implementing themselves in crimes that happen and stuff, because you pretty much helping them do their job and stuff, and pretty much making it easier for them. So like I said, I don't know how people still having a hard time being smart on social media when they know they got a lot of shit that's going on in the street life that they could definitely get locked up for. So other than that though, let's continue on.
Till the server was hacked by international authorities in 2020. During this hack, Swedish authorities managed to track messages sent by Yasin on the plot to kidnap the rival rapper Einar. Yasin originally plotted to lure Einar to a recording studio where they would have captured him, but Haval beat him to it. Both Yasin and Haval were both arrested for the kidnapping, with Yasin sentenced to 10 months and Haval sentenced to 2 years. But the court wasn't happy and wanted longer sentences. But to do this, they needed Einar to testify against them at court. Several months later, Haval's little brother is shot and killed, and Einar was the #1 suspect for this, but they had no evidence against him. But regardless of this, the court was still persistent on getting Yasin and Haval's sentence increased, but Einar was still refusing to testify, so the police set up a false pickup from Einar's apartment, so he would have no choice but to go to court. That same night that decision was made, Einar was shot dead with 1 bullet to the head and 2 to the stomach. No one knows the exact motive for the killing, but generally people think that it's because Einar was about to testify on the kidnapping. The shooters released videos on Snapchat just before the murder, with masks and the same Glock that was used for the murder. After the shooting, the killers released another video playing one of Einar's songs in the background, with the caption 1-0, but still no one's been charged for the rapper's death. Yasin has since been released from prison for the kidnapping, but the feds still have him under investigation and could possibly re-arrest him for more serious charges to do with the kidnapping. He's also still a potential suspect for a murder on one of his own gang members that took place on New Year's Eve 2019. A 20-year-old Shottaz member called Vincent was shot dead in the back of a car in the early hours on New Year's Eve. In the car was 4 other Shottaz members, including Yasin. In the hours before, Snapchat footage shows Yasin and Vincent eating at a restaurant just moments before the murder. There was even footage of other members in the car giving Vincent a present. Police believe this was all recorded to try and cover up the Shottaz members' motives for the killing. Straight after the murder, Yasin booked the first morning flight to London, but was arrested shortly after. Evidence shows that the shot was fired inside the car, and once they detained Yasin, they also found gunpowder particles on his clothes. Police say a possible motive for the murder was that Vincent had been getting closer with another gang in the area, but for now, Yasin and other members have all been released due to lack of evidence. Anyway guys, I hope this gives everyone a bit of insight into what is going on in Sweden. I'll probably start doing more videos covering different countries, so drop in the comments what you want me to cover next.
Hey man, shout out to Kid Nerd. Like I said, man, not many content creators on YouTube doing videos like this, and he's definitely keeping me informed on shit going on in other countries that I haven't really had videos to react to for real about the actual street shit going on outside of the music and shit. So other than that, man, he definitely doing this thing. Shout out to Kid Nerd, but definitely informed a lot more on what's going on in Sweden and stuff like that with the gangs and shit. So that being said, man, I definitely enjoy reacting to this video. Like I said, for the information behind it that I was able to learn, of course, not because of the actual stuff that was going on. Either way, nobody want to really see that happen to anybody or whatever the case is, unless you were a part of that shit for real. But other than that, though, that's the end of the video, man. So if you guys enjoyed my reaction to the video and the video itself in general, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to tell your family and friends about the channel, and hopefully they become supporters of the channel. And also don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys can get notified when I drop new videos. But like I said earlier, you don't want to rely on those too much because they sometimes don't work. So make sure you check out the channel every day, no matter the time of the day, so you don't miss out on anything new that I drop. And also don't forget to add and follow me on social media. All my social media platforms are listed down below in the description box as well as in the intro of the video, so you shouldn't have a hard time at all finding my social media platforms. With that being said, though, that's the end of the vid, and I'm gonna catch you guys later on more, so stay tuned. Peace.